The folks on.
Hey everybody!
Hi. There we go. Hello, Ewan. 6 others joined. Hi again, doctors. Hi, Sophie. Well, this is lovely. Okay.
Wait, how can I get the skulls in, Chris? Oh, they're on. Well, you can see all the skulls if you're on Facebook, and if you're on Insta, you can see this. Hang on a minute. No, I can't. Here, hang on. On Insta, you can see there's Chris's skull. There is the skull of a large cat, and I tell you what, I'm not actually going to. I think we saw the cat one the other day, so you can have a look at that. But Chris will talk you through what they are. Chris, do you want the skulls more in the way? Anyway, hey everybody. Hi Lottie. Hi Olivia, 6 years old. Hi Richard Bacon. Hi Erin in Scotland. Camilla in Devon.
Here we go. Let's put that up. Always takes.
Now, everyone might have noticed my rather attractive ouch mug that I'm drinking tea from. And that is one of only 5 ouch mugs in the whole world.
We are live and we're getting comments. Okay, it just takes a second for the old comments to load.
Hi Flynn in Scotland, Cora and Harvey, Connie in Essex.
Okay, I think everyone is now with us. There's some little thumbs up popping up there.
Hi Beatrix and Cordelia. Can we say happy birthday to Noah, who is 10 today? Is it a happy birthday, Noah? It's not for us to tell you. Maybe you don't want to have a happy birthday. Maybe you'd like to have a miserable birthday.
I think it's going to be a very happy birthday, Noah.
Isn't it? Happy birthday, Noah.
You can't get
Bonnie age 9 and Poppy age 6. Happy. Oh no, wait, just happy being fans. Thank you.
You're going to wish everyone a happy birthday.
Felix and Rosa.
There's also
Malaya.
There's also a dog.
Penny.
There's also a dog called Sparky who we want to say hi to. My wife Dino sometimes calls
That's
him
really
Sparky.
nice. Eliza, Elliot in Stockton, Sophie and from Devon, who's 11 years old.
Someone's saying really Chris wants an op-ouch mug. So today, I don't know if anyone managed to watch the Do Try This at Home, but today we are talking about eyes. And we're going to try and...
Thorsby Primary School. Sorry, Chris, if I see a school, I've got to do it. Sorry to interrupt you.
You do. Florence is on Exmoor. Wow, that's a good signal you've got, Florence. Could you shout Emily...
Weymouth, Massachusetts. Declan, Brennock, and I missed the other one. I'm sorry. Everyone in Massachusetts who's watching, hello. We hope you're doing all right across the water.
We got people from Cork, from Wales, Newcastle, Uckfield...
Uckfield.
Yeah, Uckfield.
Hi, Uckfield.
And Livia, Genevieve and Asper. Okay, I think we're going to put the shout-outs on hold for a moment.
We film Operation Ouch in Yuckfield.
That is true. That is very good. I wasn't expecting that. We want to talk about the human eye today. In fact, we want to talk about all kinds of eyes. So your eye, if you manage to watch if you haven't watched it, don't worry. But if you haven't watched it, do try and watch the Do Try This at Home, where we dissect an eyeball and show you exactly how it works and what's going on inside it, and give you a demonstration, which we're also going to try and do in today's live show. So the eyes, do you want to tell us about what is an eye? What is the purpose of an eye?
So the point of an eye is really to have a think about this, arrange your answer in your head. What do you think your eyes do? I bet lots of people are saying they help you see, they help you with vision. Really, they detect light. So there are all kinds of different eyes in different animals. So human eyes are very accurate and they do help us see clearly and give us a rich sense of vision. But eyes are light detecting machines, basically. Which means that Chris's phone is ringing and now he's answered it. What are you doing, Chris?
Sorry, I can't. There's no way of connecting to the...
press the little button.
I didn't. There's no way of connecting. Are we still live with everyone?
Yeah, you can't not have a phone call now. That's the way the world has arranged itself. Arabella, hello. It's good. And the Border Collie Dash and Deck. This is very annoying that people are phoning.
I'm really sorry. I don't think if anyone has...
I don't think it's disrupting it. Someone really does want to speak to Chris on the phone, evidently, because they keep phoning.
Hopefully.
Never mind. Let's not worry about that. Chris,
it seems to be working. They're not
sending
any messages.
Just keep going, Chris.
They've called. They're now calling from a landline. I'm really sorry. There is no way of connecting my camera.
Just keep going. No one cares. No one cares. Just keep going.
So
your eyes are like detecting machines, Chris.
Eyes evolved probably 600 million years ago. So a really long time ago. And the simplest eyes are just really light detectors. And if you think about it, even plants can detect light because it's how they get their energy and they grow toward it. So being able to detect light on planet Earth is really important for all kinds of life. Now, one of the simplest, so almost all animals have eyes, and the simplest eye you can probably go and see really easily is a snail's eye. So next time you see a snail, what you'll see is a snail's eyes. The simplest thing, it's just a cup of light detecting cells. And the reason snails have eyes, they can't read, they can't see any plants, they can't look for anything, they can't see your face, they've got no resolution, they can't see detail. All they can do is detect bright sunshine so they don't dry out in the sun, and that's why snails have eyes. But we and other animals have much more sophisticated eyes that we can see lots of different things with. So I thought one of the first things to talk about is where the eyes are in the head. So this is my skull. It was 3D printed for an episode of Operation Ouch, and you can see I've got 2 eyes in the front of my head. You can also see that looking at my real skull.
Everyone knows that, Chris.
And we've got Zond, hold up these other 2 skulls here. In fact, I'll hold up these 2. And you go and get the skull up there.
What
now,
other skull?
If you've watched carefully, so we've got 3 skulls here, okay, the human one and these 2, and I want you to have a think about where the eyes are in these animals' heads and where they're looking. Okay, so this is a skull we looked at the other day, and you can see if the eyes were there, where would those eyes be looking? And now check out the teeth on that animal. So what kind of animal is that? What does it eat? Does it hunt? Is it a grass eater? Is this an animal that delicately nibbles on fronds of grass? Or are those teeth more for tearing flesh? Okay, so think about where the eyes are. I'll put that there. And now have a look at this animal.
Well, I think you can just tell people what the difference is.
That's true. Okay, so that's a cat, and this is a pony. Okay, and the pony has eyes on the side of its head. So the cat, the human, and the other skull here is a dog, all have eyes that look forward, because they want to be able to see their prey. And that is true if you think about any animal you can think of that eats meat, whether it's an eagle or a dog or a cat or a human, the eyes look forward because you need eyes to look in the same direction to be able to hunt things, because it gives you what we call binocular vision. Binocular vision allows you to tell how far away things are. So humans have binocular vision, and you can see, if you can see out of both eyes, lots of people can't, but if you can see out of both eyes, with both eyes open, try and put your fingers together like this. It's pretty easy, isn't it? Zan, just have a go at doing that quickly.
I know I can do it.
Okay, get your grown-ups to do it too. In fact, I'm watching the computer screen, and I can still do that very easily. Okay, now try and do it. Start again. Shut one eye and try and do it, and it becomes much harder.
Oh, it's much harder.
Binocular vision allows you to judge distance and depth. And if
So
you're
if you're
trying to
about
grab
to pounce on something or dive out of the air and grab it with your claws, I mean, obviously no one watching will be doing that, but if you were a bird or a cat, then you would know how far to jump.
Now think about the pony. Of course, what the pony isn't worried. There's lots of grass. Doesn't need to be able to tell one blade of grass or one juicy shoot from another. What it needs to be able to do is to look around from side to side for all the other animals that are trying to eat it. So if you think about animals that eat grass, herbivores almost always have eyes on the side of their head.
And they need to eat constantly, so they have to be able to look around while they're eating.
That is true. So that's where the eyes are, and you can think about what the animal eats, what an animal does determines where its eyes end up. So how do eyes work? Well, I've got. Is it worth? I think I want to show you all this old-fashioned camera that I've got. Let's see if this works, Andy. Can you get my phone there? That phone. Okay. And I want you to hold it behind the camera. So I'm going to wind the camera on. This is an old film camera, and I'm going to press the button there. No, hold the screen so it's bright. Hold the screen so it's bright. That's not film. It's not filming. Don't mess around. Just go like this. I promise you. There you go. Now hold that. All I want is brightness behind. Okay. Brightness behind. Okay. So what you can see there is we've got a lens at the front of the camera, and then at the back, that's where the film would be, and it detects light. So I've put the camera there, and then the lens can change its distance from the film, and in your body it changes its shape, and that's what allows focus. But we've also got, if I just move forward, there's a thing called an iris, which allows you to control the amount of light going into the camera lens. And in all cameras, almost all cameras, there is this iris. and that changes what's called the aperture. And your eye, of course, has an iris that you can have a look at now. So if you're sitting next to someone, maybe they're a grown-up, a sibling, a friend if you're in the bubble, another human
who doesn't mind you,
or a mirror, have a look at their eyes very carefully. You could get a camera light and shine it on the side of the eye. Can I have a go? Can I have a go at looking into your eye?
Well, no, because you've got all the cameras.
Oh, I can do it with the Instagram camera. I'm going to have a go at this.
Okay.
Can I flip it? Can I flip it around? Will it allow me to do it while we're doing it?
It won't. Will it?
I think it will. Okay, so now just look directly at the lens. And in fact, you can zoom in. These phone cameras are really good. And what you can see, you can have a look on Instagram. So open your eyes super wide, Zandi. That's good. And look up a bit, actually. Yeah.
So on Facebook you can see how to do it, and on Instagram you can see what you're meant to see. So everyone's getting a different show.
Open your eyes super wide and look up toward the light, and you can see there. So that's good. Stay nice and still. The white is the sclera. That's the white part of the eye, and it's made of very, very tough tissue. It's really, really strong. Then there's a clear bit over the coloured part of the eye. That's the cornea, and then underneath that, the coloured circle is the iris. And the black pupil in the middle of the iris is the pupil, obviously. And that is, hold on, let's do this. There we go. The pupil is a hole. Now, we've got a language question for all of you. I read in a very good scientific paper that in almost every human language, the word for pupil is the same as the word for a young person or a student. If you think of our word pupil,
so like your pupils at school.
Your pupils at school is the same as the hole in your eye, the pupil of the eye. And apparently that's true in almost all languages. So if you speak Japanese or Mandarin or Korean or Urdu or Hindi or French or German,
Arabic, we're just listing languages now. Spanish,
any language you can.
Australian,
Canadian, American, Welsh. Can you let us know if that is a true fact? Shout out to Vale School from Epsom, please. Sorry, that just caught my eye. I know I'm not meant to do the shout outs, but
just doing the random.
A school you get a big bonus for. So we've talked about what the purpose of the eye is.
Daphne's got a good question, actually. Daphne said, do all animal eyes have a black bit in the middle?
No, they don't, because remember, well, in fact, snails do have a black bit, but which is also a hole. So not all animal eyes have an iris. So if you look at a fly's eye works in a completely different way. It's a compound eye, and we probably haven't got time to talk about compound eyes together. It's loads and loads of eyes together.
If you're thinking of animals like cats, dogs, squirrels, mice, those sorts of animals, then almost all of them do. And the reason for that is that sort of mammals, for instance, almost all mammals have eyes, and the reason the pupil is black is because the light is being absorbed. No light can escape your pupil, because at the back of your eye you have a surface that absorbs the light and turns it into electrical energy, effectively, which goes into your brain. And so there's no light coming out. So the reason that my face, for instance, is not pitch black is because there is light reflecting off it. The reason that a shelf or anything else, this has got blue light reflecting off it. So anything that you can see has reflected light coming off it. And so the black hole in your eye is simply the absorption of light. Oh, Chris has just noticed the lighting.
All this talk of light, we didn't have our light on.
There we go. That's
So, and that
very good question.
So it's a really nice question. So,
why is the human skull blue? Because it was 3D printed with blue plastic.
And I'm not going to have it in green, am I? So we now want to try and demonstrate the blind spot. So if you do try this at home, you may have had a go at this already. Otherwise, everyone can do it now. I want you to get your pen and a piece of paper and draw dots on it like that. So this is a piece of normal A4 paper, and you're going to draw dots spaced out like that. And we're going to see why we have a blind spot. Now, in fact, I'm going to explain it to you first. So the retina is a bit like the film in a camera. It's where the light is detected. The lens focuses the light. The pupil changes size to make sure that not too much light gets in to damage the retina. So on a bright day, the pupil's very small. And the retina detects the light. And all the cells in the retina come together to make a nerve that sends the information back to your brain. So a bit like if you imagine the retina was my hand here, all the light detection surface is here, and then my arm is the nerve going back to the brain. And at the point at which the nerve cells leave the eye, along with some blood vessels, there's no ability to detect light. So we all have a blind spot. So if you get your blind spot like this, in fact, Zandi, why don't you do it and I'll talk everyone through it. So get your blind spot, and close one eye, and then adjust it. So keep looking at this one.
Yeah.
And move it slowly away from you, and you'll gradually find that one of those spots disappears.
Yeah, it's very impressive.
So you'll find this, and we're all of us walking around all day with a fairly large blind spot in both eyes, but our brain is an amazing thing. It just fills in the missing information, so you don't know you have it until you go looking like this. So is anyone managing to find their blind spots? Let us know.
There have been some really nice questions, by the way, Chris. So can I fire? I don't know if we know the answer to these questions, but I was watching them while Chris was explaining. So Chris, let me fire a few questions from people at you. And the first thing is, most people who speak other languages, so far I've seen German, Spanish, and a couple of others say that the word for pupil is not the same as the black dot in the middle of your eye. So thank you for busting that myth. Chris, why do people have different colour eyes is one question.
So the coloured bit is the iris, I think we have a few guesses. There are lots of things about all of us. Some of it might be to do with where in the world we live and how much light there is, but there are definitely people with light coloured eyes who live in bright places, so it may not be that clear. Some of it is to do with what we call sexual selection, which is a bit like the same reason that peacocks have great big
male
peacocks. Well,
feathers.
Peacocks are male.
Feathers is the word.
Feathers. They got tails. Yeah, peacock. So they have impractical feathers. It's a display. It makes you attractive to the opposite sex. So it may be something to do.
Eyes
with that.
are about fancying people. It could be that, we don't know. Sheep and goats have eyes with sort of vertical slits. Why do they have eyes like that and we have round holes in the middle of our eyes? Do you know the answer to that?
So different shaped the physics of the lenses can get really complicated, but a bit like some lenses on glasses have one bit that focuses like if you're near and reading, and then the bit at the top you can look far away. Different shaped pupils can allow light to pass through different bits of the lens, and some animals even have multiple points at the back of their eye where they can see lots and lots of detail. So that's probably why. So animals have different shapes.
Someone in the feedback said that octopuses don't have a blind spot, and I didn't know that, but I believe that's true because octopuses are quite remarkable. So I don't have any more information about that, but I thought I'd pass it on because it sounded incredible.
Annabelle has one blue eye and one brown eye.
Yes.
Why is that? Asks Jane. I don't think it may be to do with a genetic thing called mosaicism, and I can't remember the name.
Heterochromia iridium, I
think that's right. Of when you have a different colour bit of
What's
one iris.
good though is there are lots of amazingly cool, famous people who've got that. Most famously David Bowie, but also a friend of mine called Molly. I mean, and she's really cool. Loads of cool people have got it. So yeah, that's good. And it's not usually, it's worth if you do have totally different coloured eyes, it is worth showing them to your doctor and just going, look at this, I've got this, and they might want to look for a couple of other things, but in general it's not a big problem. Okay, Chris, yes, Chris is just reading.
Yes, I'm seeing about the questions. So it seems like quite a few of you have managed to find your blind spot. Fantastic work. So we're going to have a little quiz now. Can you tell us the name of the coloured part of the eye?
I think everyone can do that.
Everyone should be able to do that because we've just said it.
Okay, next question.
Is, can you tell me the name of the white of the eye? If you look, the white that surrounds the coloured
Karen's had a corneal transplant. Why do we blink from Lara in Devon? We'll get to that. We really blink to move tears across our eye because the bit over your pupil, that bit of the I'm going to answer the question. The cornea. The cornea is the answer.
So Karen, has had a corneal transplant, and it's worth saying you should. I mean, it's a wonderful thing that people put themselves on organ donation registers so that Karen can have a corneal transplant. We really hope that's helped Karen. But your cornea is the very, very clear bit that goes over the coloured part, and it has to be clear to allow light through into the back of the eye, so it can't have blood vessels. And so the only way it can get oxygen and food is tears flowing over it. So your tears are the lungs of your eyes. They also provide the immune system. So tears are amazing. They're the lungs and the blood supply of the eyes, if you like.
Excellent to keep our eyes moisturised, and in fact to remove, to add oxygen, nutrients, other things like that. Lovely work. Okay, Chris.
Emmy wants us to do. Heterochromia, yeah, good. Okay, Zand, you got it right. We're getting it's lovely. It's lovely
Okay,
to get
so
marked.
people are getting it right. So the colour bit of the eye is the iris. The white bit of the eye, Chris, the white bit of the eye
is the sclera.
That's good. And then the third question: cows and whales have much bigger eyeballs than humans or squirrels. So do they see the world bigger? The image at the back of a cow's eye or a whale's eye is much bigger than the image of a thing in a human's eye. So is it bigger to the cow?
While you're thinking about that, I want to say Max and Finley Max was very brave at Moorfields this week.
Good job.
Eyes are super delicate. Lots of people have eye problems. Lots of people can't see in one or both eyes.
Now, Molly has asked, how do we
really brave.
see? And Molly, that is a great question. So that's so the question is, do cows and whales see things bigger than humans and squirrels? Because squirrel's got a tiny little eye and a whale's got really quite a large one. So they see it. And of course, the answer is no. If a squirrel walks up and touches a thing, if a cow encounters an acorn or squirrel, they both see it the size it really is and can interact with it normally. So that's very interesting, isn't it? So when Molly says, how do you see? The answer really is that your eye is there to detect light, but all your seeing goes on at the back of your brain. It's called your occipital cortex. And you can kind of tell that by looking at a thing in your room. Just pick anything around you. It could be a chair, it could be a tree out the window, anything you want. Have a look at it. And now close your eyes and picture that thing. And you're still sort of able to see it. You're trying to remember it, but in remembering it, you are seeing it. So your eye's not detecting any light with your eyes closed, but your brain is still helping you see. So lots of vision, all the processing of that information happens in your occipital cortex. And in fact, you can get some... well, Chris, do you want to... Yeah. That's...
So, and people whose eyes don't work or who have any problem with the visual system, especially if it happens at an early age, but even if it happens as you get older, turn all that brain power at the back that should be used for the eyes, they can start using that for other senses. And that is why we have a piano in this house, and the person who comes and tunes our piano can't see, but has started to use his optic cortex for hearing, and so has amazing hearing. And piano tuners, people with amazing hearing, often have visual problems.
What animal has the biggest eye? I would say that it was the giant squid, except that there is a squid bigger than the giant squid, and they'd already named the giant squid, and then they found the even bigger one, and so they had to call the bigger one the... Do you know what they called it?
I think it's like the really enormous...
I know, it's really funny, isn't it? I think it's called a colossal squid. Does that sound right?
I think so.
Or a gargantuan squid.
Or amazing...
Anyway, and it has an eye that's about the size of a dinner plate, and I believe that's the biggest eye, but... Perhaps there's a bigger one. If anyone knows, bigger than the squid that's bigger than a giant squid. That's usually not a bad guess for a big thing.
For a vertebrate, it probably is a whale, but again,
I think so.
We will check that. Lots of people saying, why does heterochromia happen? And we will try and get that answer for you and put it on the Facebook page. I think it is
we'll try and just tell you in the next thing.
But someone may know, and they can stick it down.
Now, someone said, why can't you see your pupil when you close your eye? So really, you'd think that if you close your eye, you'd be able to see your eyelid and then a sort of hole around it. It's a very good question.
It's because all the light you see has gone through the pupil.
Yes, so there is a moment where you can sort of see your pupil, and you might have it if you ever go to the doctor and they examine your eye, or at the optician. If they shine a light into your eye that's bright enough that the light does reflect around your eye, then you can see the inside of your eye, and what you see is like going to an IMAX theatre, like one of these dome cinemas, where the whole world is sort of filled with these blood vessels shimmering in front of you, and it's very strange. So but it's not an experience that you could easily and safely recreate at home, I don't think. But if you ever get a doctor to look in your eyes with their scope, you might be able to have that experience.
We just had someone say the words for pupil and pupil are different in Egyptian as well. So thank you very much.
It seems
You're
like
really
it was
underlining
a big lie.
Now, Zandi, we have to move to movement of the day. So these are really about looking after your grown-ups. Grown-ups get achy, creaky bodies, and the movements of the day are to help you. You can do all of our movements of the day every day, but today's movement is called a horizontal bum clench, also known as a bridge, and I'm going to do 10 of them.
Chris is doing the bum clenches. Let's go, Chris!
We've already done. What have we done? Hold on, adjust.
Can we see?
So we did the other day. What did we start with? We started with fart squats.
No, we started with the weeing dog.
Oh yeah, that's true. We started with weeing dog. So everyone, it's really good. Just do 5 or do 1 of these every day. So weeing dog like this.
Good job, Chris.
5 on each side. Then we do the fart squats. Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Oh,
excuse me.
Chris.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. So fart squats. Then we did tiptoes. Okay, so balance if you can, and just do
very good.
Standing up
Very
and
good for very good for training your balance. That's good.
There we go.
That's good.
There we go.
That's
and
lovely.
then today's movement, we're going to see if we can just lie on the ground. Put your feet flat on the ground, ankles reasonably close to your bum. Again, hands on your chest. Do it on a comfy floor. Push your pelvis up and clench your bum.
And why is this a good thing to do, Chris? Because I feel like we're always being, if you go and see a physio, they often tell you to do this. What's good about it?
Because it strengthens these muscles here, your bum,
your hamstrings.
Here, the hamstrings. Lots of grown-ups, because we sit all day and we don't do much. We get very weak hamstrings, weak bums, and strengthening them and switching them on fixes a lot of pain lower down the leg. Okay, so what we're really doing is fixing your grown-ups' achy knees. I've got a bad
really good.
knee.
There we go. Okay,
so get your grown-ups to do that. And remember, just if your grown-ups can just do 1 of those movements a day, just even do 1. It's you'll feel much better. A lot of farting, funny.
Chester the Doge. Don't know. Wanted to shout out. Isn't a Doge a sort of Italian prince? Don't know.
Well, so next is learn to love it.
That you missed out on swinging your leg to one side. Thank you for pointing that out.
Sorry,
Sat KB. Sorry about that.
Gerald's
we
doing
missed out
it.
we've forgotten Snow Angels.
Sorry.
This is not. If you're coming here for a high level of professionalism in terms of the production, we made a terrible mistake.
We don't have the ouch team with us.
We don't really know what
they let
we're
us
doing.
wear the scrubs.
We're literally just making it up as we go along.
So next is learn to love it. So have you all got your disgusting food with you? Your Brussels sprouts, your onion, your red pepper, your broccoli, your fish?
Ed says my mum farted. Great. I don't know if it is Ed or whether you're using maybe a parent's account, but anyway. Sorry about that. Okay, so get your disgusting.
But
you know what I like to do now if I do a fart, Chris? Here's what I do. If I get up and go, I just go COVID test. What? And if you can't smell it, if you can smell it, then you haven't. That's a good sign that you're doing all right and you might not have COVID.
There are better ways of testing for COVID.
There are.
But Zandy's right that one of the things that happens with COVID is, of course, you lose your sense of smell. So this does happen with Zand. He'll yell COVID test and then do a stinky fart.
For a few days, I couldn't smell Chris's farts. It was bliss. Flora endorse it.
So we've had Pippa's eating her spinach. Tell us what foods you're eating, because Zan's about to eat his grasshoppers. Sorry, YouTubers, we've been neglecting you.
Oh, the poor YouTubers. There's so many YouTubers. We love you. We love you, YouTubers.
Okay.
We really do.
So tell us what foods you're eating. Have you got your foods ready?
Ruby and Charlotte on YouTube.
Go and get your foods ready. At the moment, I only have one person eating spinach. Have you got your foods? Tell us what foods you're eating.
Tell us what foods you're eating. Okay.
While we're doing that, Zand and I are going to eat. We're on our day. We're now day 5 of grasshoppers,
and Chris has got a fresh batch, so that they've all sort of got legs and wings, and they're a bit more.
Here we go. Why don't you have a few, Zandy? Zoom in a bit here.
So far, I have to say, Chris, I'm not sure this experiment's working particularly well. It's not like I'm really enjoying.
Come on, have 2 or 3.
No. One's enough. You don't have to. There you go. That's the grasshopper.
Well, look, you can see on the grasshopper head, actually, Zand, if you show everyone the compound eye.
Oh yeah, well there we go.
Compound eye of the grasshopper. If I just hold it in.
I'm not sure that you can really.
I'm not sure
this is the best. I think it's not as much of a teachable moment.
Okay, here we go.
It is.
Cheers.
How many days have you got to do this before you enjoy them?
I think we'll keep doing it until you enjoy them. Brussels sprouts.
Ugh. It's getting worse.
Carrot from Angus. Angus, eat your carrots. That's great. Great work.
I wish I had a carrot.
Caroline's eating apples.
Apples are...
Apples.
Lots of people don't like celery.
What, Caroline? I hope. Let us know how it's going. Okay, this is great. You all seem to be eating. Everyone. We all have weird little foods. I don't mind the grasshoppers too much. They're not awesome. Grasshoppers are my guys. I'm eating broccoli. Fart. Thea's eating lava bread. So lava bread. Who knows what lava bread is? Thea, I imagine, is eating lava bread.
It's come out of the oven and it's piping hot.
No,
it's cooked with lava. It's cooked on lava.
A lot of this is looking.
When they say the floor is made of lava, do they mean the floor is made of bread?
Looking after your grown-up. So, I'll move the cats. The Dino chore of the day.
Livy, Noah, and Bear. Please, we've never had a shout out in our life. Will you have now, Livy, Noah, and Bear? Gavin Clegg.
Emily,
that was Gavin, who I used to live with. What? Unless there's another Gavin Clegg, in which case, hello. I wish I'd lived with you too. I'm eating all the Gavins I've lived
Amelia's
with.
eating. Someone's eating rotten fish. Don't eat rotten fish.
Well, no, it might be part of their tradition to eat rotten fish.
That's true. Some cultures eat fermented fish.
Yeah, we love it.
Tomatoes.
2 cold Brussels sprouts for lunch. Bravo. Eat farts. Some of these comments haven't been filtered, Chris. You can't just write "eat farts" into the internet and expect people will read it out.
Absolutely.
I'll literally
disgusting.
read whatever you type.
If you type it, he'll read it. Dead fly biscuits, they're real. Yummy oranges.
Yes,
Donna,
yeah.
Donna, you're not meant to be eating yummy oranges. You're only meant to be eating stuff, and we can all eat the yummy stuff, Donna.
Yeah.
You've got to eat the stuff you don't like.
A cheeseburger.
Now look, right, the grown-ups, not easy being a grown-up at the moment. Worried about money, worried about you, worried about their own health, worried about their parents. We're all worried about.
I'm worried about all of that stuff.
Exactly.
Why did you remind me?
So
I was having half a moment of relaxation, trying to watch Operation Ouch unfold in front of me.
I know, but
and now you've reminded me of all my worldly cares.
Small humans watching, can you look after your grown-ups by doing your chores? The dinosaurs,
or going out and earning some money. That would help.
The dinosaurs have been eating their meals. We all see the dinos, so we've got Triceratops
Dino
here.
chores.
We've got
Triceratops.
Triceratops.
Instagram people can see actually. There
Can they
go.
see them? Okay,
hang on, Chris. You got to do the do the little adjustment with the thing.
There we go. There we go. So dinosaurs: Triceratops, Stegosaurus, Brachiosaurus, and some sort of. I think it's a hadrosaur of some sort. It's one of the duck-billed ones. Has been eating. They've had a great meal, and now look, Triceratops and Stegosaurus are going to get their cutlery. Oh, we're going to get our cutlery. Oh, look, we're just going to put it carefully in the sink. There we go. I'm going to get the mug on my horn and put it in the sink. There we go. And they've cleared the table, and that is now ready. So just clear the table. Put your dishes in the sink.
You could have said that.
Help out the grown-ups.
Dino chores is funny, though.
Dino chores.
I mean, you can call them dino chores if you want to.
We don't mind what you call them. Small dinos, choking hazard. That is true. If you have very small children around, make sure.
Yeah, but we're not asking you to eat small dinosaurs. We're asking you to clear the table after a meal. There are 2 sides to every sink. And whether you live in a palace on the top of a mountain or whether you live in a garden shed, there will be a sink. And on one side of the sink, there will be a place to put things that need to be washed. And on the other side, there will be things that might be drying and need putting away. And you could help with the movement of things from either side. Or you could even wash them.
Baby steps. From tiny acorns.
Put things near the sink.
Clear the table. Okay, we're going to finish. We've got to finish. It's 3:04.
That's it.
Let's do some meditation. So,
quick, meditate.
Okay. So, you can call it meditation. We can call it just a little moment of thought. We want you all just to shut your eyes.
Call it meditation.
Shut your eyes. Feel your pulses. Find them on your wrist. Find them on your neck. And we're learning here not to chase our thoughts with all the things that are rushing around our brain. Just bring our attention to our breathing. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Just keep focusing on the breathing. You may notice your pulse slowing down as you feel more calm. And we're going to in this calm state, approach the rest of the day. We're going to be helpful for our grown-ups. We're going to do our exercise. And mainly, you're going to get off the screens and you're going to try, if you possibly can, to get outdoors and run around for a few minutes. We don't want you on the screens all day. Okay, listen, we love you all. You've been answering questions in an amazing way. You've asked amazing questions. We'll keep posting stuff on Facebook and Insta.
Thank you for watching.
Look after your grown-ups, and we'll see you tomorrow at the same time.
Well, what's the episode? We never look.
Episode 4 of Operation Ouch. Do try this at home on the iPlayer.